Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday's yoga class. So good to be here with you all. Welcome to September. Wow, where'd that go? I guess September is, I think in the Jewish religion, is a time of beginning. And this month we are going to work on the beginning of yoga for those who are just starting, for those who are restarting, for those that are curious. We're going to take this month and just break down poses and do it slowly, and hopefully everyone will find something worth practicing. And so I know there are a few of you who are new. I appreciate you reaching out and being asked to join our group. Just to give you, yoga is a word in the English that translates into union. So it's the union of the body, mind, and soul, spirit, that we join. And through the practice, it's often said that yoga is a practice of the self, through the self, to the self. And so through breath and movement, we hopefully slow everything down and get in touch with ourselves. We often hear that yoga is a journey, and I guess I ask myself, and we're all on a journey in one manner, shape, or form. But how do you journey? Do you move through life quickly, slowly? Do you notice things? Are you oblivious to things? I had a saying, not happily, but many moons ago, sleep with your sneakers on so you can hit the deck running. Boy, did I think I was all that. I could get so much done. Really, I was running into a brick wall, but that's another story. So the point of yoga is to slow it down. Slow it down. Take notice. Feel where you're going. And, it's not about arriving necessarily. We're always focused on the end. So hopefully while we're on the mat, we're focused on the journey. And so again, I welcome all of you who are new to this class, and I hope you journey well. So speaking of newbies, this week's shout out is to all the little kindergartners that are just embarking on this new journey of education, right? Like what we all wouldn't do for kindergarten again. Snack time, nap time, play time. It was all over when that was over. When they took pictures out of the books, it was all over for me. So we have, let's see, we have Maggie Carey, Ella Stapleton, Bobby McBride, Rosemary and Jack Dunn, and Claire Murphy. I'm sure there's others, but those are the folks that told me that they have kindergartners. So to all those little angels beginning their journey about learning, may they be safe, and their little minds just boom, blow open and come home with all sorts of stories. So how exciting. All right, so for housekeeping, I invite everyone to grab either a cushion, pillow, you can even, maybe a blanket's a really good idea for this class, because you might want to transfer, some of us have knees that are less than springy. I've lost the spring in my step a wee bit. So putting a blanket under your knees is a really nice comfort for the knees. And always, you know, if you have a strap, I do think towards the end, I'm giving you a little heads up here, folks. We're going to learn together today. So my mind is all over the place right now. And so we're just going to do a basic, and we're going to do it together without my cheat sheets when I'm doing something specific. But I think I can remember the basics of yoga. I hope I do. So a strap is good. Don't forget these. We want to blow our nose. Oh my gosh, I've been doing breath work every morning. I hope you have, from, you know, learning a little bit about last week. We're not going to do Nadi Shodhana this week or the breath of fire, but maybe towards the end of the month we'll dive into that. But we are going to do a 5-count breath. So blow your nose. I think I got it all. All right, folks. Let's come to a comfortable seated pose. Crossing your legs, or maybe, you know, for you, it's, I can't bend this knee back like that, but if you can, that might be comfortable. Wherever, however it is comfortable for you, that's, you know, I am the voice guiding you. Your body is your teacher. Listen to your body. You know, I'm going to try to remember to give you modifications and a variation of a pose. But this is the tough part about you not being in the room, because then I could address that. I'm letting myself off the hook, can't you tell? So anyhow, I will try to remember. But the important thing, however you're sitting, is straight spine. So, you know, we're going to roll shoulders. Let's start to do that with a straight spine. Begin to roll your shoulders in one direction. Kind of pull in your core a little bit to give you that stability in your spine. And now reverse your shoulders. Really, maybe you're going to hear something. Roll your shoulders. The important thing is we want to root down from the waist. So I'd love you to keep in mind trees. My favorite, one of my favorites. So think of your waist where the tree hits the grass. That trunk is your waist, and your legs are the roots. So they're always rooting down. And from the waist up, we're rising up towards the sun. So rooting down and rising up allows for a straight spine. Slightly, don't pull in too much, but a slight engagement of the core. Shoulders up, back, and down. Extend through the crown. So I wore a ponytail so I could show you. We're really going to extend through the crown of the head. And now you're in the best possible position for the breath to move up and down the spine. Think of your spine like a highway. The breath moving up and down the spine. The spine is the only organ, well, it's not an organ, but you get the only part of our body in utero that grows in both directions. How about that, right? So grows in both directions. So we want our spine to root down and rise up. Straight spine. And now with your hands either facing down, giving you a feeling of groundedness, or facing up. But in whatever way we do it, I want you to have access to your fingers, because we're going to, in our breath, we're going to inhale to the count of 5. So it just slightly tap your fingers as you count 5. And then on the exhale, it's also going to be 5. And if we do that 5 times, that's a minute. So we're going to do it twice for 5 on each inhale and exhale for 2 minutes. And that's a beautiful practice. I mean, dear Lord, if we don't have 2 minutes to practice our breath, something's not right. You know, there was a saint who said, everyone should pray for 15 minutes. Pray and meditate for 15 minutes every day. And if you can't do that, you need a half hour or something like that. So make sure that you're going inside with a 2-minute breath. Online at Starbucks, wherever. Okay, enough out of me. Straight spine, shoulders up, back and down. Let's begin our journey through the self and to the self. On the inhale, hold it at 5, and then exhale to 5. Inhale to 5. Lips are together. You're breathing in and out through your nose. Exhale to 5. Inhale, breathe, feel your belly rise, rib cage rise. Exhale to 5. 2 more. Inhale, belly, rib cage fills up, rises up. 5 count. And now exhale. Contracting your belly, allowing all the breath to extend out. One more inhale, fill up. Feel your belly rise to the count of 5. And then exhale it out. Drawing your belly in, core in, allowing all the air to leave you. And now do 5 more breaths. 5 inhales and 5 exhales on your own. Feeling your belly rise and fill up. And then exhale. The prana is energy, the life force. Think of it as nourishing, given to us freely to nourish our insides. And then what no longer is needed leaves us. How beautiful is that? We receive in what we need and give back to be recycled what we no longer need. A few more breaths on your own. Feel the breath wash over you. Think of your breath like a flashlight, scanning your body. Hear your breath moving in you. And now on your last exhale, I invite you to open your eyes and just sit with yourself for a moment and feel. Perhaps there's a stillness that simple exercise provided. And now we're going to use breath and movement together. We never want to hold our breath in yoga, and as best as possible, attach it to a movement. So I invite you to bring your hands out to the side. I'm just going to move all this stuff. There you go. Okay, we have fun here too, by the way, folks. Okay, arms out to the side. On your next inhale, ride your breath all the way up. Fingertips touching. Hold it. Exhale, palms facing down now. Slow. We're going to take this journey slowly. Inhale. Palms facing up. Rise up on the inhale. Fill up your belly, your rib cage, and your lungs. Rooting down through your sits bones. Turn your palms down, floating your fingertips down. Last one. We're going to do everything 3 times. Inhale. Rise your fingertips, palms up. Reach up, high. Rooting down through your lower body on your exhale. As you're now coming down, extend your spine a little bit higher up. Keeping your left fingertips down. Inhale, rise up. With your right side coming down into your left fingertips. As you gaze up, draw your knees down. Feel the stretch on the right side. One more breath here. On your next exhale, turn your right palm down onto the ground. Maybe you want to tense your fingertips. Inhale, left palm comes up. Maybe pressing into your right palm now. Turn and gaze up as you extend your palm fingertips up to the sky, rooting down through your hips. Remember, you're not bringing your legs up to join your arms. You're rooting your legs down to the earth. On your next exhale, placing your left fingertips down. We're coming up again on the right side. Inhale. Slowly ride your breath on the inhale, calming everything. If you constrict the back of your throat, you come into what is called an ujjayi breath. It's the audible, ocean-sounding breath. Exhale, right fingertips come down. Inhale, we're just riding the breath. Reach up. Exhale, left fingertips. Last one on the right side. Inhale. Riding the breath all the way up and over. Exhale, right palm comes down. Last one, left palm comes up. Listen to your breath. Reach up. Exhale, left palm comes down. We're only going to do this next one time, but hold it. Inhale, right hand comes over, grabs a hold of left knee. Left arm reaches back as best you can. And now pressing into your left fingertips, feel your spine extend up. Again, drawing your knees down. On your exhale, twist. Gaze over your left shoulder. Just use this as a little bit of a help to really kind of move you around. We're going to hold this. This is our first twist. We're wringing out the spine a little bit. We're going to warm up, but we're going to go nice and easy on this one. One more inhale as you extend up. On your exhale, let your right hand come off all the way back. Ride your breath. Left hand on right knee. Again, extend through the crown of your head. On your exhale, gaze over your right shoulder. Each inhale, we'll take 3 breaths here. Feels good, right? Okay, keeping your left hand on your right knee, crisscross. So now you're going to grab a hold of your right hand with your left knee. Draw your knees up just to get a hold as best you can. Sides of your feet are on the mat. On your next exhale, tuck your chin to your chest and begin to draw your knees down, which is opening your shoulders in the back. Really get as small as you can with your head. So tuck your chin into your forearms here, drawing your knees down, and breathe. Sending the breath, you're opening the spine in the back. And just breathe into that opening. Imagine your rib cage, which goes all the way to the back and those muscles. It's like an accordion. The accordion's being stretched and you're just sending your breath into that opening. All right, one more inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, release both hands back. And we're just going to drop our knees, nothing too severe. So have your fingertips press or facing the back wall. Your shoulders up, back, and down. Just drop your knees and just come up. We're just opening the heart. Don't drop your head all the way back. So you don't want to do this. You want to keep some tension in your neck as you just kind of pop up a little bit. Those of you who are able, move to wherever you're comfortable. But we're opening the front side of the body, opening the chest. On your next exhale, come back to center. Let's move away your cushion or towel wherever you are. And now placing your feet a little bit wider than hip. So here would be hip. I'm in line with the hip. I'm going a little bit wider than hip. Your hands can be in the same direction as your feet, or you can have them facing the wall in the back. This is wherever you feel comfortable. I kind of like them in the same direction as my toes. So shoulders up, back, and down, rooting into your sits bones. Feel the bones in your bottom, okay? So you want to be sitting on your sits bone. Your shoulders are back, extending to the crown of your head. We are just moving the knees. We're not moving the shoulders right now. So inhale, center, exhale, just drop your knees over to the left. Inhale to center, engage your core, drop to the right. Inhale to center, exhale, drop to the left. Inhale, exhale, right. Next time we go over to the left, swing your right arm. Just feel that nice stretch. Inhale to center, a nice simple warm up. Exhale, over to the right with your left hand. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale to center. Warming up is really a nice slow process. Just kind of getting the cobwebs out. Now we're going to pop up onto the left knee, left palm, straighten out your right, and we're going to hold this. This is the only time we're doing this pose. Just really think of if you have any cats or dogs, how they stretch. Feel yourself stretching out. On your next exhale, come back to center. Take an inhale and now exhale. Really breathe. Take a few breaths here. Really feel from fingertips to toes that nice stretch. Breathe. On your next exhale, come back to center. And here, we're only going to do a reverse. If anyone wants to take it, you know where we've gone in the past, but we're just going to do 3 reverse tables. So pressing into the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. On your next inhale, come up. Your palms are right below. You don't want to drop your head back. Keep your neck engaged. Just breathe here. Maybe watch your belly rise. Look at my belly on the inhale. Exhale, come down. That was pretty cool, actually. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Take an inhale. Inhale up. Feel your belly rise. Hold it. Exhale, come down. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Okay, and now sitting down, flex your feet. You see my toes there? Shoulders up, back, and down. Hinging at the hips, leading with your chest, your shoulders, your forehead, your nose. Not your shoulders, you're not hunched. Shoulders are up, back, and down. Hinge at the hips. This would be a good place if you wanted to have your strap nearby to grab a hold of your strap. To put it around your feet, or grab a hold of your ankles or your shins, wherever you are. Tuck your elbows in. So if you can grab a hold of your either yogi toe lock or placing your palms over your feet. So those who are new know that one of my favorite words is Padahata Gustasana. That's hand to feet pose. And these are your hattas. And your feet are your padas. And I just love saying them. Pada, 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 gustasana. So, all right, bend your elbows. You're really feeling the stretch in the back of your legs and your lower back. Bend your elbows down as far as you can go. Find where your edge is. Remember, I'm the voice, your body's the teacher. You know, pain and discomfort, there's a fine line there. So discomfort isn't such a bad thing. Sometimes we have to get uncomfortable in order to grow. But pain, now that's a different story. And that's an alarm that says, gone far enough. So only you know that fine line. Wherever you are, find that edge and then bow down into gravity, into where you are, and breathe. 3 breaths wherever you are. On your next inhale, leading with your head. And let's just shake our legs out here for a minute. Draw your legs in, over to the side. This is a very safe way to get into table. With table, we have palms under shoulders, knees under hips. So you want to make sure they're not out to the side like this and your arms are like that. It's arms right under shoulders. You see that? And knees under hips. I'm going to go to the side so you can see cat-cow. So in cat-cow and tops of your feet pressing into the mat, your soles of your feet. On your next inhale, drop your belly, gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest, tuck your tailbone. Exaggerate this. Inhale, drop your belly, gaze up. Really move your chin out, really feel the stretch in your neck. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. You know, we often don't exercise our neck muscles. So let's do that. Let's just play. Like you're kissing the sky. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. 2 more on your own with your breath. Don't forget to exercise your neck. This is good exercise. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, extending your left arm and your right leg in one line. See that in one line. Try not to keep your leg down. Keep it up as high so that it's in one straight line. And we're just going to hold it here for a moment. Breathe as though someone were playing a tug of war. And hold it here. One more inhale and exhale. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, bring your knee and your palm to the mat. Take a neutral breath here. Other side. Right arm, left leg again, one straight line. Someone's playing tug of war, or you have a wall in front of you, window, whatever it is, you're trying to touch it. In the back, you're really trying to touch the wall behind you. Breathe. Engage your legs, your core. On your next exhale, palm and knee to the mat. Take a neutral breath here. We're going to do that again and then bring elbow and knee together. On your next inhale, extend out. On the inhale, exhale, elbow to knee, chin to chest, round your spine. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, elbow to knee, chin to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee, chin to chest. Inhale, extend. One more time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, palm and knee to the mat. For those of you who were wondering where our favorite part of that pose was, we're going to do a variation. Okay, other side. Inhale, extend right arm, left leg,
On the exhale, elbow, chin to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. You're moving with your breath, riding your breath. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, palm and knee meet at the mat. Take a neutral breath here. With your palms under your shoulders, we're going to just begin to strengthen and become familiar with our hips. So I'm going to ask you to bring your knees together. So we're hip width distance now. Bring your knees together. So they're both in the center. Move your left knee out to the side and draw your right knee just a wee bit so it's right in the center. On your next inhale, raise your left leg, left knee up like you're a little doggy. And there's the fire hydrant. Let's call this the fire hydrant pose. So hold it here. On your next exhale, come back to center. On your next inhale, let's bring it out. We're going to do it 3 times. Bring it out to the side. Exhale. Come back in. Inhale. Go out to the side. Hold it. Breathe. On your next exhale. And then I'm just going to add something that you might want to try when you're on your own. So we're going to bring it out to the side. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to extend it out to the side. Hold it. Take 3 breaths. Flex your foot. Hold it. Draw your leg forward. Breathe. This is a tough pose, but you're ready for it because your body is warmed up. One more inhale and exhale. On your next exhale, bend your left knee. Okay, bring your right out, bring your left. So you see my left is kind of right in the center. Okay, palms under shoulders. Your right leg is behind your right arm almost. Inhale, bring it up out to the side. Exhale to center. Inhale, come out to the side. Exhale to center. Inhale, out to the side. Try not to lean too much. Try to stay straight. Exhale is going to get your gluteus maximus muscles. Okay, this time we're going to go inhale out and now extend. Flex your foot. Try to keep it up as high as you can and breathe. Remember, we don't hold our breath in yoga. So breathe in. Really strengthening the legs. This is your peak pose on the mat. On your next exhale, bring your knee in to center. Widen your knees and now move back into child's pose. Walking your hands forward, fingertips crawl forward. Drop your forehead on the mat. Take 5 breaths here. I'm going to take a tea break. Okay, on your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back and come all the way up onto your knees. This might be a good place now to put your blanket, and we're going to do camel. So here in camel, I like to curl my toes under. Let's do that so that we can, and let's just come back a little bit and come up. Feel that nice stretch in your feet. These simple movements, sometimes we're not even aware of them. Last one, come on back. May not sit all the way down. Some of our knees are, okay. So here, as though you had pockets in your yoga pants. Again, shoulders up, back and down, core engaged, thighs engaged. Pull your kneecaps up. Thighs are engaged. So you want to inhale, extend through the crown of your head, and then Exhale, bow back. Hold it here. On your next inhale, come up and take an exhale. Inhale once again, rise up. And then up and over, like there was a big beach ball that you were leaning over. Or if you were on the pole vaulting team in high school, you may have done this. All right, how would you even try out for that? Okay, inhale, come on back to center. Can you imagine? Okay, how do you know you're even good at that sport? Okay, so inhale, come on up. Exhale, up and over. This is a really nice stretch. We're going to take it one more time because I want to explain something. Lean back, feeling a nice stretch here. On your next inhale, come on back to center. So when we sit, these muscles here shorten. They tighten up and they shorten. When we drive, when we sit at our desk, you know, don't get me started on how our bodies are changing because of our computers and our phones. We've really got to keep our shoulders back. And this, because we sit so much, this lengthens the front side of all of that. So let's do it one more. And if you want to take it a little further back to grab a hold of your heels, let's do that. If it's not, then just stay wherever you are. So inhale through the crown of your head. Your hand is supporting your lower back. On your exhale, up and over. And if you can, release one hand at a time. Grab a hold of your heels. Hold it here and now push forward. Feel that nice stretch. And now let your head go all the way back and breathe. Opening your heart, the front side of your body, and breathe. On your next inhale, let go of your heels first. Grab a hold of your lower back. With your core engaged, come back to seated, on your knees. Okay, bring your hands down. Let's bring our knees up first and drop them. Bring them up and drop them just to get ready. And now we're going to push all the way up. My feet haven't moved from where we were. Shake your head yes and no. This is a good time to flubber your lips. Remember, we also keep a lot of tension in our neck and our jaws. And we're always with our jaws because you're going to scream at someone. Okay, am I giving away what I'm like? So what we do is we flubber our lips. Okay? Who cares what you look like? Who cares what you sound like? It's really good for the tension in your face, your muscles, to just let it go. So while you're down here, flubber your cheeks, your neck. Shake your head yes and no. Bend your knees. Kind of play. This is your time, yogi's choice. See how you're feeling. And once you come down all the way, come up onto your toes. Come up onto your toes, onto your tippy toes. See how high you can get. Draw your chin to your chest and breathe. On your next exhale, lower your heels as you press into your palm. Let's do that again. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Chin to chest. Exhale, drop your heels, press into your palms. One more. Inhale, come up on your toes. Exhale, down. On your next inhale, step, walk your feet up. Your feet are hip width distance. You can take two fists just to see that you're hip width distance. Okay, oh poo, couldn't see. All right, I don't know, I'll move back. All right, here you go. So hip width distance, feet under hips, and grab a hold of your elbows and begin to walk your elbows. I'd like you to make sure your kneecaps are pulled up. place our hands on our thighs for a moment. Draw your kneecaps up. Feel the engagement of your thighs. Feel your body activating. Your thighs are activated. In yoga, most of the time, your thighs are activated. I'm always kind of pulsing my thighs, drawing my kneecaps up. Just feels, it's kind of fun. So now you see how I have fun. So 2 fists between, kneecaps drawn up, thighs engaged. You protect your lower back, by the way. Grab a hold of your elbows and begin to walk your elbows down. Not like I just did. Shake your head yes and no. No tension. Begin to walk your elbows down. And when you get down, once again, like we did when we were seated, grab a hold of your yogi toes, your ankles, wherever you are. Bend your elbows and pull or slide. For those who practice a bit and are taking this class, let's put our hands backwards so the inside of your arm is facing out. And then bend. Really stretch out your wrists. Those who are on computers, this is going to feel wonderful. Shake your head yes and no. Flubber. Make sure that you're really all nice and loose. Shake your head yes and no. Take a deep inhale and exhale. On your next exhale, release wherever your hands are. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips with your thighs engaged. Slowly come up to standing. Okay, well good. You can see the body, you see the, no head. That's okay. Okay, so now with your feet together, knees, toes, heels touching, draw your kneecaps up, engage your thighs, tuck your tailbone. We don't want to be standing like that. We want to draw that tailbone down, kneecaps pulled up, thighs engaged. Really, so our lower part is rooting down into the earth. On your next inhale, bring both arms up, all the way, fingertips touching. Fingertips touching. On your next exhale, dip over to the left. Each exhale has you coming a little bit further down. We're just kind of circling around from where we started. Inhale, using your core, come back to center. Exhale, let's go over to the right side. Gaze up, feel that nice stretch all the way down on your left side. Each exhale has you coming a little further down. Inhale, use your core, kneecaps are pulled up, thighs are engaged. On your next exhale, look up, and once again, we're going up and over. Breathe, don't hold your breath here. On your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your arms down. I'd like you to bring your arms out to the side. Let's just bring palms facing up, because get acquainted with your body here. Kneecaps pulled up, thighs engaged, core engaged. Really reach out with your fingertips as though you were touching both walls on the side. Engage through the crown of your head. Now what I'd like you to do is turn your palms all the way. Feel the rotation in your shoulder. So as much as you can go, and then turn it all the way back up. Feel that as far as you can go, feeling your shoulders. Exhale. We're going to do it one more time. And now inhale, your shoulders. It's a ball and socket. Coming back to center with your palms facing the floor. On your next inhale, bend your wrists up. Feel. What is it you feel? You've just stretched a part of your arms that you're really feeling it, probably through the wrists, into the fingers, really as though you were trying to keep a elevator door from closing, big elevator door from closing. Holding in both sides. On your next inhale, bring both of your arms together so your pinky toes are touching, your elbows are touching, okay? On your next exhale, bend your palms forward. Inhale, keeping your elbows together. Simple pose, right? But you feel it. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. This is just kind of scanning the body. On your next inhale, bring all your hands up, touching your forehead, and then exhale as far down as you can go. Inhale, come up one more time. Exhale, all the way down. Not easy, actually. It seems so simple. Exhale. Release, shake your arms out. I mean, I felt that, you know, because we don't use those muscles all the time. And let's now just take our left arm under the right into an eagle, just to stretch. And on your next exhale, your knees and your toes are still touching. We're just gonna bend over all the way down to the earth. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release both your arms out to the side, palms out to the side. On your next exhale, right arm comes under left, palms touching in the center. On your next exhale, with belly in, thighs engaged, kneecaps pulled up, come all the way down. Nice stretch in the back of your shoulders, chin to chest. Inhale with a flat back, come all the way up to center. Release. On your next inhale, fingertips come together. Exhale, bow all the way to the earth. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, bow all the way to the earth. One more time to a flat back. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale. On your next inhale, drop your left leg back. Drop your left knee onto the mat. Left knee onto the mat. Top of your left foot pressing in, right knee bent. You don't want it too much, so this knee would be over my toes. I don't want it that much. I want it kind of almost, not perpendicular exactly. It can come forward. You just don't want to overextend. We're stretching the psoas, the hip flexor in the left leg. So your top of your left foot is pressing into the mat. On your next inhale, bring both arms up, interlace your fingers, biceps alongside your ears, reach up. Now you're pressing your knee, the soles of your feet, the top of your left foot into the mat. Really, you're grounding down as from the waist up. Remember, your branches and your leaves are really reaching towards the sun. Breathe. On your next exhale, float both hands down. On your exhale, straighten your left leg. If you can, drop your forehead onto your left shin or wherever you can. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back 2 more times, riding with your breath. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, move back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, move back. On this one, stay forward. Take your left foot, roll over your toes, and bring your left knee up. Draw your right knee to the outside of your shoulder, pressing into the palms of your hand. Just very slowly bring your right leg back to meet your left and come now what we call plank pose. So you don't want to sink down like this and you don't want to be up like that. You want to have as straight a back as possible. Kneecaps are pulled up, thighs are engaged. Hold plank for just another couple of breaths. Feel it. You're extending out through the heels, top of the head, and you're breathing. On your next exhale, drop your knees, your chest and your chin. I haven't moved my hands. I'm bending my elbows, butts up in the air, chin is on the mat. On your next exhale, come on down. Tops of your feet pressing into the mat. Inhale, come up. We're using the strength of the lower back to draw us up, not your hands. You can use them as support, but that's not what's bringing you up, your breath. So if you want, you can remove your hands and continue. Each breath brings you a little higher up. On your next exhale, drop your chin to the mat, relax. On your next exhale, if you can, either bend your knees and come back into down dog, or roll over your toes, come back up into plank, exhale, downward dog. We're meeting in down dog. And breathe. Couple breaths here in downward dog. On your next inhale, bring your right foot up, your left foot up in between, top of your right foot on the mat, both hands on your left knee, checking your knee, making sure it's not way over your toes. Nice stretch here in your left hip flexor, top of your left right foot on the mat. Hold it here, feel where you are, shoulders up, back, and down. On your next inhale, arms come out. Ride your breath all the way up. Interlace your fingers, biceps alongside your ears. Reach up as you root down. Maybe a little back bend here. On your next exhale, release your hands to opposite side of your left foot as you now begin to extend back. Motion is lotion. So this nice, think of this as like WD-40 for your joints. So you're just riding your breath here, feeling the stretch in the back of your legs, moving slowly. Okay, when we come up here now, rolling over your right toes, bringing your right knee up, bringing your left knee to the outside. You haven't moved your hands. Maybe tent your fingers a little bit. Pressing in as you bring your left foot back to meet your right and finding your place in plank pose. Holding plank. And here, this is where we get to kind of do a body scan. Are your knees pulled up? Are your thighs engaged? Is your core, can you feel your core muscles knitted together? There's once upon a time that women wore corsets. Now we've got Spanx. But when you had a corset, it was like you laced it together. Think of your muscles lacing together with a corset. I know, guys, it's a tough one for you. All right, so did I distract you? Okay, so now instead of knees, chest, chin, we're gonna do what is called chaturanga. So we're gonna drop down, if you want, drop your knees down, keep your elbows close to. If not, draw without your belly coming to the floor, come all the way up. On your exhale, breathe. That's chaturanga. Want to at least teach you some of the yoga basics. Shake your head yes and no, and breathe. On your next inhale, raise your left leg up all the way, come up onto your right toes. On your next exhale, bring your left leg up, coming up into high crescent lunge. And here, extend out through your right ankle, and we're just gonna hold this today. Holding it here. On your next exhale, bring your arms out to the side. Let's turn those palms up and back, up and back, up. Feel that nice rotation in your shoulders. On your next exhale, drop your left hand inside. Maybe you want to grab a block. placing a block on the inside, dropping your right foot down, and we're just going to come up into side angle. Reach up, pressing down into your palm, and breathe. On your next exhale, cartwheel your right hand down. Maybe if you used a block, you want to bring your block to the opposite side. Come into center here. And here, let's just do a quick wide angle pose. Grab a hold of your waist here. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, right hand comes into the center. Inhale, left arm comes up, twist. On your next exhale, bring left hand into the center as you inhale, right hand comes up. On your next exhale, walking your hands, coming into high crescent lunge on this side. On your next inhale, come on all the way up. Let's hold this here for a moment. Really feel the extension out of your left ankle, biceps alongside your ears. On your next exhale, let's bring our hands together this time. Interlace your fingers, open your heart, and breathe. On your next inhale, release. Exhale, pivot your left foot down, your block, or if you don't need one, placing your right hand to the inside of your right foot, and then just twist up and breathe. On your next exhale, cartwheel your left hand down, remove your block, pivot your feet both into the center, walk in a pivot, your feet together, come onto your knees and onto the side. And we're gonna have to just do a quick Navasana, boat pose. Okay, we always have to end with Navasana. You gotta earn your Shavasana with Navasana. Okay, so grab a hold of tops of your knees, behind your knees, and rock and roll. Okay, this is a beautiful massage for your spine. Really nice. We're bringing all the blood to our spine and massaging it. And when you come up, find that place on your sit bone. Your shoulders may have come up close to your chin. We know what to do with them though. Round them up, back, and down. You may want to hold behind your knees, in front, or straighten wherever you are. Arms out to the side, 5 breaths. Deep inhale. Really listen to your breath. That's 2. Inhale. 3. 2 more to go. Breathe. Last one. Draw your knees together. Slowly roll out. Arms out to the side. Just drop your knees over to the left side or the right, whatever side, keeping your shoulders on the mat. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Let's do it one more time. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop to the left or whatever side. Last one. Inhale to center. Exhale. Okay, inhale to center. And now just extend your legs and come into Shavasana. And here in Shavasana, we do call it one of the more difficult poses because you have to sit with yourself. For some of us, that's a little tougher than others, but allow your breath. Think of your breath as your best friend, and your breath
wants to do all the talking, hasn't seen you in a long time. And you are that wonderful patient friend that allows the breath to just wash over you, telling you all sorts of places and adventures. Each exhale has you sinking further into the mat. Each inhale, your thoughts are lighter. You feel lighter. Breathe. And being that we are all new, I hope we all come to yoga as a beginner, because that means we're open. God knows I want to learn. There's a lot I gotta learn, but shouting out for the kindergartners and having this a beginner class, I came across this, which one of the prayers I love so very much. So I wanted to share it with you. So keep breathing, listen to your breath, and feel the quiet. Prayer from parent to child. I can give you life, but I cannot live it for you. I can teach you things, but I cannot make you learn. I can give you directions, but I cannot be there to lead you. I can allow you freedom, but I cannot account for it. I can take you to church, but I cannot make you believe. I can teach you right from wrong, but I cannot decide for you. I can buy you beautiful clothes, but I cannot make you feel beautiful inside. I can advise you about sex, but I cannot make you pure. I can tell you the facts about life, but I cannot build your reputation. I can tell you about drink, but I can't say no for you. I can pray for you, but I cannot make your morals. I can teach you about God, but I cannot make God your higher power. I can tell you how to live, but it is not I that gives you eternal life. A few more deep breaths. Wiggle your toes, feel the movement, and marvel, delight in each movement your body makes and all the unseen. And now deepening your breath, begin to find your way back to a comfortable seated pose. And we will close out our time together in the manner in which we came together, coming to a comfortable seated pose. Extending through the crown of your head, rooting into your pillow or seat. On your next inhale, rise your breath, bringing your hands together into prayer as you exhale down into heart center. The divine in me bows with such joy and gratitude to the divine in each of you for allowing me, trusting me to guide you through this sacred practice. Namaste. God bless. Thank you all for the new people that have asked to join. Welcome. And I do hope you come back. But God bless. Have a great day, everyone. And we'll see you next week. All right.